Hello and welcome to today's video. This is going to be a little reading vlog. I've basically picked out 3 books that I want to read. They're all contemporary books, so these are them. Hopefully I'll read them all. And yeah, this is just a video of reading, a reading vlog. So I've got these 3 books here, and I've also got the audiobooks available for all of them. This one and this one are available on Scribd, and this one is available on the library. So yeah, the 3 books I'm planning on reading are Dial A For Aunties, Hold, and Daisy Jones and the Six. And to be honest, I'll probably end up reading them in this order, but I'm not promising that. But yeah, I've just picked these out. They all sound interesting. Obviously when I start reading them, I'll read the back or like the blurb of the book first to go over them. But yeah, I've picked these out. These are 3 books that they're contemporary, so they're not my usual style, and I don't think I've ever read anything like any of them before, so I just thought it'd be interesting to show it in a reading vlog, see what we end up doing and see where it goes. And I'm going to do this very vlog style, so I'll just like take you out and about and update as and when I've read some more. And obviously because I've got the audiobook versions available for them, I'm going to be reading them, I hope, a lot quicker than I'd normally read, because I can listen to audiobooks whilst doing other things as well. So yeah, that's the plan for the week. Might take a bit longer, might take a bit less, but we'll just see. So yeah, let's get reading. So the first book I'm going to pick up is Dial A For Aunties. This is one that has caught my attention. I think it's going to be really good. I've heard it's kind of like a murder mystery, but not really the mystery part of it, it's just the murder. So I'm really intrigued to figure out what it's about, if I like it, if I like the style. So let's read the back of it. Are you dead? Oh my god, I think he is. When Medi Chan accidentally kills her blind date, she turns to her aunties for help. Their meddling set her up on the date, so they kind of owe her. Well, that didn't go quite to plan. Although hiding this goddamn dead body is going to be harder than they thought, especially when her family's wedding business has the biggest wedding of the year happening right now. It's pretty bad timing really. It turns out the wedding venue just happens to be managed by Maddie's ex, aka the one who got away. It's the worst time to see him again. Or is it? Can Maddie finally find love and make her overbearing family happy? I'm hoping I enjoy this for most of the aspects. I'm a bit worried that the ex is going to be like the romance part of this book, and I'm really just not into the second chance romance trope, which I found out very recently. But overall, I still think there's a good chance I'm going to enjoy it. So yeah, let's get listening, and I'll check in as and when I form opinions and things happen. So yeah, just thought I'd pop in and say I've got the audiobook up now, and it's only 10 hours and 20 minutes, so on 1.5 speed, which is what I'm guessing from listening to the introduction is going to be the right speed for me. It's only actually 6 hours and 54 minutes of an audiobook, so I think it's going to be quite a quick one, but I'm really excited to get started. So yeah, let's press play.
Thank you so much for picking up Dial A For Aunties. This book is a love letter to my family.
So I've read the first chapter, and to be honest, so far not loving it. I feel like for me, vibing and like understanding the main character is quite important, and I'm just not getting that with this character. Essentially she's letting her family like rule her life for her in ways that she's not happy with, which if she was letting her family rule her life and she was like happy with that and wanted that, then I feel like I could kind of understand, but she doesn't want that. Like, it's already been expressed within her like inner thought a few times that like what she's working at she doesn't want to work at. She'd prefer to be doing this, but she can't disappoint her family with her love life. she doesn't want to get involved with these people her family is setting her up with, but can't say anything to her family because she might offend them. And it's just a lot of that, and I just don't get it. I'm struggling, and I feel like this is going to be a book where it's like meant to be all about like family love, or at least so far it's seeming like that, and I'm quite worried that I'm just not going to get it, because like I just don't get that sort of thing. Like, be true to yourself, do what you want to do, like you're the person you're living for, no one else. So yeah, I'm interested to read more. I'm gonna probably at some point later this evening read like 2-3 more chapters and figure out where my head's at, what I'm thinking with it. Okay, so I thought I'd do a quick update before I read any more of this. I am just about to start chapter 5, and what is interesting that I didn't know is it seems like it's going to be one chapter in the present day, one chapter in like the past. So far we've had a chapter from 8 years ago, and then 7 years ago, and then it was 6 years ago. So I don't know if it's going to keep going down in years and there's just going to be a few and then we'll stay in the present tense, but so far it's like one presently, one past. I'm enjoying the past chapters a lot more than the present ones, but I think that's just to be said. In the past chapters we have a guy called Nathan, who I'm guessing is going to be the ex that's spoken about on the back of this, but we haven't met him yet in the present chapters, so like I don't really have a true opinion. But yeah, and then I think in chapter 5 that I'm about to start, which is what I'm checking in now, I'm pretty confident that we're going to find out that this guy is dead, this blind date. But if he is dead when we start chapter 5, which is back in present day, I really don't understand how this entire thing is a thing, because if he is dead from what has currently happened, obviously I'm doing this without spoilers, so yeah, from the events in the first 4 chapters, if this guy is now dead, like it was definitely an accident. So I don't really understand why she'd need to like hide it or anything, but I mean, I guess I'm gonna find out. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's good, it's easy to read, it's easy to follow along with, and it is a nice time. I'm not massively meshing with it, but I feel like there is still potential that I will really love it. But so far I'm liking it, so yeah, it's a good time. Okay, so chapter 12 is where I'm at now, and that marks the start of part 2 of the book. The very end of part 1, we've just seen Nathan, the ex that's been in all of the past chapters, like appear in the present chapter. So I feel like now we are starting to really get into that side of it. I've also looked on Goodreads, and this is classed as like mainly a romance. Like the mystery is like quite a few down from, like, you know, on Goodreads that like people can vote on like what categories to put it in. Romance is the top by like quite a lot, so I'm thinking that is probably what it's more going to concentrate on. I'm enjoying the process of reading it, but nothing's surprising me, nothing's really making me like excited to read it. I'm also having quite a few, not issues, but just when stuff's happening, it's kind of more of like a this is what's happening now, rather than a ooh, like I didn't see that happening, or like stuff like that. It's just very much a bit like okay, let's go along with this because it's nice and easy to read, but don't know if this was like, I don't know, it's just all a bit cheesy, should we say? Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to check in for a while now. I'm just going to start reading because I can't really check in too much now without giving away spoilers, but I'll definitely come back and like give any thoughts on like anything major if that seems appropriate. Okay, so I finished Dial A For Aunties last night. I think I'm going to give it 3.5 stars, and like for Goodreads I'll round it up to 4. It was good, like I had fun with it, it was a fun time. but the story kind of seemed a bit all over the place, to be honest, and the way in which things turned out were just very oddly wrapped up. Like, they weren't bad, but I feel like when you're reading a book like this, like, obviously, I don't even know what genre this fits into. Most people on Goodreads has marked it first as romance, but like, there's really not that much romance in it. It's kind of like a mystery, but it's kind of just like a massive game of hide and seek, which, like, I don't know what that'd fit into, because like nothing to us is a mystery. We know what's going on as the reader. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I had a fun time reading it. Like, I listened to the audiobook and it was just a fun time. Like, I was happy to plod along and I was happy to like read it, but it really didn't do anything for me, and I don't even know if I can say it was predictable, because it was kind of like everything that happened was so odd, but like none of it surprised me. So I don't know, was it predictable, wasn't it? I really don't have a clue. But yeah, that's my best review I can do non-spoilery. But I also don't know who I'd recommend this to, because I thought this would be similar to like the Thursday Murder Club and those sort of books, like, but we as the reader know everything. So what have I read that's even given me the same vibe? Nothing. Like, honestly, I can't think of anything that I've read that's given me the same vibe, because we as the reader know what's going on. Maybe there are other books out there like this. Obviously, like, I don't read a lot of like these sort of genres that I'm reading during this vlog, so maybe there is. If there is, let me know, because I would be really interested to like see more of this. And this is a duology, so I am intrigued to get the sequel. I just don't think I'll be rushing to it. So yeah, Dial A For Aunties, 3.5 stars, really enjoyed. Next up, I think I'm going to pick up Hold, because to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy this one. This is kind of, it's a book that looks really pretty, sounds kind of interesting, and it was in a book exchange where I was leaving a book, so I was like, I might as well pick one up and like give it a go. So this is me giving it a go. I might not enjoy this one. So this is Belinda knows how to follow the rules. She has learnt the right way to polish water glasses, to wash and fold 100 handkerchiefs, and to keep a tight lid on memories of the village she left behind when she came to Kumasai to be a house girl. Mary is still learning the rules, 11 years old and irrepressible. The young house girl in training is the little sister Belinda never had. Arma has had enough of the rules. A straight A pupil at her exclusive London school, she has always been the pride of her Ghanaian parents, until now. Watching their once confident teenager grow sullen and wayward, they decide that sensible Belinda might be just the shining example Arma needs. So, Belinda is summoned from Ghana to London to befriend a troubled girl who shows no desire for her friendship. She encounters the city as bewildering as it is exciting, and tries to impose order on her unsettling new world. As the Brixton summer turns to autumn, Belinda and Arma are surprised to discover the beginnings of an unexpected kinship. But when the cracks in their defences open up, the secrets they have both been holding on to threaten to seep out. Like, it sounds like it could be interesting, I just don't know if I'm going to vibe with it, so let's give it a go. Okay, so unfortunately I'm DNFing this one. I've made it to chapter 3, but it's just not for me. I'm not vibing with it, I'm not vibing with the story. I have no like intention of reading this book physically, and the audiobook is really not good. I'm not clicking with the story anyway, but even if I was, I feel like I'd have to really consider reading it physically because of how bad the audiobook is. Like, the narrators themselves, or I think it's just one narrator actually, but they're not bad, but the speed in which they're talking for different people is like really changing. So at some points I'm having to speed it up because of, like, that part of the text is so slow, and then the next point I'm having to slow it down because it's really fast, and yeah, it's just not working for me. I'm not enjoying it so far. Like, we haven't even got to London, but I knew that with it being like a coming of age sort of book, it was going to be questionable if I would enjoy it, and yeah, I very quickly made the observation and decision that I'm not. And at the speed I'm currently listening to the audiobook at, I still have 8 hours and 20 minutes, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, we're going to move on. When I'm ready to start my next book, which will be very shortly because we're going to go out and read soon, I'll come in and check in with like description, blurb, thoughts, feelings, etc. Okay, time to start Daisy Jones and the Six. So on the back of this one it just says, everybody knows Daisy Jones and the Six. From the moment Daisy walked barefoot onto the stage at Whiskey, she and the band were a sensation. Their sound defined an era. Their albums were on every turntable. They sold out arenas from coast to coast. This is the story of their incredible rise. The ambition, the desire, the rivalry, and the music. And then, on the 12th of July, 1979, Daisy Jones and the Six split up. Nobody knew why. Until now. Let's get reading. Hello, so I've read quite a bit of this now. I haven't read that much. I'm on page like 26, but that was yesterday. I read quite a bit, really enjoying the audiobook, really like enjoying the story so far. Like, it seems fine. I wouldn't say I'm super intrigued yet, I wouldn't say I'm super engrossed, but I'm enjoying it and it seems good. Obviously I'm 26 pages in, so like I don't have the strongest of opinions. However, the only thing I will say is, obviously if you're reading it physically, when you get to, I will literally show what's the first page I can show that does this. Okay, I'm literally going to show page 7. I'm going to show page 7. It's not like spoilery in any way, I'm just explaining something. So when a new character is introduced, their full name is given, so Simone Jackson and that. But then when someone's already been introduced, is coming back to say something, it just says their first name, and that kind of carries on throughout. So you can see over here it just says Daisy, but this is a new person being introduced here, so it says Simone Jackson, but then from then on it would just say Simone, which is great. Like, don't have a problem with that at all. In the audiobook, because each person has their own narrator, after they've been introduced, so it'll say their full name when they're being introduced that first time, then after that it's not saying their name at all, it's just like the correct narrator is talking for them. And I'm not yet at a point where I can like differentiate between the voice actors, so I can't just listen to the audiobook. I'm enjoying the audiobook and I want to listen to it that way, but I'm still at the point now where I'm needing to follow along with the book as well to like check who it is that's talking. So I just thought that was worth mentioning, because obviously a lot of contemporary books, they're great to read as audiobooks because you can do something else at the same time, like whilst completely paying attention still. But this one I just can't yet. Like, I'm needing the physical book to know who's talking, which is a bit annoying, but I'm hoping in another like 20, 40, 60 pages I'll have just got it in my mind who's who. But I don't know. So yeah, I thought I'd check in. I'm not planning on reading any more today because I don't want to like physically have to read it, but I'm probably going to pick it back up tomorrow and read hopefully quite a bit more then. So yeah, I will just check in next time I read it. Okay, it's been a while. Daisy Jones and Six. Haven't read it, haven't picked it up at all. It's probably been about a week since I last picked up the camera. We had a massive heat wave in the UK. I wasn't dealing. I wasn't doing anything, but I wasn't dealing. So I'm now going to try and read this again. I think, honestly, I'm just going to put the audiobook on and just read along with it and see how much I can get read today. Because I think the problem is I wasn't fully invested in it, I wasn't fully in it. So I haven't been like feeling that urge to pick it back up. But in reality, like, I could have read this by now. So the reason I've remembered I could have read it by now and should have read it by now and have forgot about this video is I got a notification from the library saying that my renewal is almost up. So I have 3 days left of the audiobook. So really, I should just get going. So yeah, let's read some more and I will fill you in with what I'm feeling. Okay, so I've just got to like quarter of the way through mark, like 25%. I've put it on a little percentage calculator and it's actually 27% of the way through. I don't know. So the actual chapter that I'm on is the Numbers tour. That's what I'm about to start. But I don't know. I'm not really enjoying it so far. The last 6 pages I've read have been really, really good. The last 6 pages were kind of like the first time they actually met, like Daisy Jones and the Six actually met, and they were better. They had a bit more to them. I was a bit more interested. But this book, like we know from the back, covers a massive amount of time. And I think the chapter I'm about to start covers 1976 to 1977. From the back of it, we know in 1979 they break up. So after that, it's not going to be as much like that. I don't know. It's fine, it's easy reading. I'm alright with the process of reading it. Like, I don't know if I'd even say enjoying, like, it's fine. It's very character focused and I don't care about any of the characters yet. And we're 25% of the way through, so I feel like I should by now. But to be honest, the entire band just kind of mesh into one. There's Billy, there's Daisy, and then there's like other people in the music industry. Teddy is like the main one we speak of, but like any of the others just all mesh into one. And yeah, I don't know, I am hoping it continues to get better because the last 6 pages really have picked up, but I don't have the highest hopes. So yeah, I'm gonna try give it a better shot. But because it's easy, I'm likely to just press play on the audiobook, read along with it, and it's easy. But I want to make sure I'm enjoying it. I want to enjoy the books I'm reading. So yeah, not bad. If I had to rate it now, it would probably get 2 stars. But I feel like if it continues progressing the way it just has, it could go up to 3 or maybe even 4. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading and see where we end up. Okay, so I've just got to page 201. Which is like exactly halfway through. It's okay, I'm going to keep reading. Like this was kind of the point. I'd put a little post-it note in and I was like, if I'm not enjoying it by this point, I'll just DNF it. But I am coming around to it. There's not much to be interested in and I still don't really care. Like the characters are interesting, but none of them are getting enough time. Like I don't care, I don't like know enough about any of them. I only know like this very short block of time. I say the only thing I'm really interested in is why is the band actually going to break up. But like I'm not like shocked. Like even at this point, if they broke up like in the next chapter, I won't be shocked because there are so many potential reasons going on. Like there's romances within the band, potential other romances within the band, there's people being angry at each other and wanting to leave the band, there's people just not really like living the same lifestyle, there's other lifestyles, there's more of the rock and roll lifestyle, and like all these people together, it just isn't working. And on top of that, the point I'm at, they're also all trying to work together in a very like meshed together way, and I just feel like there's so many reasons they could break up at this point. I'm interested to find out why they actually do, but I do kind of feel like I can see where all their storylines are going. Essentially there's like 2 people who are together right now that I'm curious if they'll stay together or if their breaking up will be important. There's also two people that aren't together that seems like something could happen with, and there's also someone who is almost definitely going to be a catalyst to not necessarily leaving the band, but I think probably leaving the band, and what that will roll into place, and whether certain people who are closer to each other than others are gonna like snowball from that. So yeah, like there's stuff I'm interested to find out, but the book itself, it's just okay. I still have hope it'll get better, but I think it is more of like a very character focus, and I'm just not getting enough time with any of the characters to like truly like them, or like even truly have feelings about them. So yeah, we're only halfway through, so maybe that could change also by the end of it, but right now it's chill. Most of them seem like idiots, but it's a very small section, and we're only really getting parts in this book where they're interacting with each other. We're not getting any thoughts or feelings outside of that, so it's really difficult to say, to be honest, but I'm going to keep reading. Okay, so this just isn't working for me, honestly. I'm near at the 75% mark. I'm about to start the chapter titled Aurora World Tour. It's just not working. There's not enough in the book, like on the actual pages, about all the different characters for me to care about them. But it's the sort of story where I need to care about the characters. I'm going to keep reading it. I'm going to, you know, I haven't got much left. It's like last like 20-25%. We will see. We will see. It's not bad. It's not bad. Like, I'm having a fine time. I'm just not super into it. Okay, so I finished this book last night. Let me rotate around. I've given it 3 stars. It was okay. Oh, I don't know. I was like fine and happy with the reading process. I wasn't having a bad time at any point. I just didn't really care, like, which is quite a big problem with a book that's very character focused. Like, I didn't care about them. I was intrigued to figure out what was going on, but I didn't care about like what it caused, what was gonna happen. Yeah, like I didn't hate it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was easy reading. It was easy to read along to, and there were constantly things happening, so like there was something to like keep you going, keep you reading. Like, it wasn't difficult to get through. But you know, like from the back you pretty much know the only plot point here is there's the band, there's Daisy Jones. At some point in the book they're going to get together, at some point in the book they're going to split up, and that is most of what happened. Like, yeah, there were like little things here and there with random characters and things going on, and there was a lot more like dealt with in it. Like, you know, like there were like serious issues and problems that people faced. I just didn't care enough about the people to care about it, and that is that. I could go on and like really go into detail, but I don't think there'd be any point, honestly, because that's what it comes down to. It wasn't a bad book, I just didn't care about the people, and it was very people focused. So I gave it 3 stars. I did think the audiobook was really good, and I really enjoyed like the full cast and how it all worked and how it was all put together. So yeah, that's that. It got 3 stars. So that is the end of the video. I've read 3 books. I read 2 books and DNF'd one in the end, which not great, honestly. Dial A For Aunties was definitely the book I enjoyed the most. That got 3.5 stars, followed by Daisy Jones and 6, which got 3 stars, and then Hold I DNF'd. So yeah, I do think I'm becoming better aware of what I like to read, but not in the contemporary genre. But when I read contemporary, I do really enjoy reading them as audiobooks because they are often so easy to go along with. So yeah, maybe there's room for more of this in the future. I am seriously like unhauling and getting rid of books that I don't think I'm going to enjoy anymore, because there are so many unread books that I own, and honestly, like, you know, I can spot a couple of contemporary, just spotting them, that I don't care about anymore. Like in eyesight I can see Crazy Rich Asians, which I just don't care about reading anymore. I can see The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window, is it called? Something like that. I can see that. I know I definitely don't care about that. If I Stay, I know I don't care about that anymore. And like, they're just ones that I've quickly seen within eyesight. I'm sure there's more as well. And yeah, I think I enjoy contemporary when I'm completely absorbed into it, and I need to be completely absorbed into it. I think, except for the odd exception, I think I've pretty much figured out recently that I enjoy adult contemporary. I don't really enjoy YA contemporary. There have been the odd YA book that I've really enjoyed, like I really enjoyed like Alice Oseman, I really enjoyed Felix Ever After, I really enjoyed The Black Flamingo. I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but yeah, look, there are the odd ones that are still like YA and I do still really enjoy, like those. A lot of those are like, you know, top tier books, but I do think I need a book that's going to be completely trapped in my head when I'm reading it if it is contemporary, because it's not a genre that I really go towards. But yeah, that's the end of the video really. There's not really a lot else to say. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!